Hey guys, Pete here. Today I'm going to talk about a question that some people have been asking related to prophecy and the ending of the Game of Thrones TV series. This video won't contain much in the way of spoilers for current events, but if you're not caught up through season 6 of the show, you might learn some things that you don't want to know yet. Everyone make sure to stick around to the end of the video to find out how you can get into my new book giveaway. That said, let's do this. So while we've been speculating on how season 7 and 8 will play out, I've been asked if Daenerys could be Jon Snow's Nissa Nissa related to the Azor Ahai prophecy. I have a video about the prince that was promised in Azor Ahai that addresses the prophecy in more detail, so I won't get into the whole thing again, but we do need to talk about and look at the differences in the Azor Ahai legend and the Azor Ahai Reborn prophecy. Note that one is a legend and the second a prophecy. The legend of Azor Ahai is about a legendary hero who wielded a burning sword called Lightbringer. Darkness lay over the world and Azor Ahai was chosen to fight against it. To fight the darkness, he had to forge a hero's sword. This is how Salladhor Saan relays the story to Davos in A Clash of Kings. 100 days and 100 nights he labored on the third blade. As it glowed white hot in the sacred fires, he summoned his wife. Nissa Nissa, he said to her, for that was her name. Bare your breast and know that I love you best of all that is in this world. She did this thing, why I cannot say, and Azor Ahai thrust the smoking sword through her living heart. It is said that her cry of anguish and ecstasy left a crack across the face of the moon, but her blood and her soul and her strength and her courage all went into the steel. Such is the tale of the forging of Lightbringer, the red sword of heroes. So that's where the idea of Nissa Nissa comes from. Azor Ahai had to sacrifice the thing he loved more than anything else to forge Lightbringer. This story comes from Asshai and the followers of R'hllor specifically, and therefore Melisandre is our main source of information about it. There are other versions of the legend from different parts of the world, but I won't get into any of those here for simplicity. And I just want to clarify, this isn't something that Melisandre came up with herself. This is a story that's existed in the ancient books for at least 5,000 years, according to legend. Now for the prophecy of Azor Ahai Reborn. Melisandre describes it as such in A Clash of Kings. In ancient books of Asshai, it is written that there will come a day after a long summer when the stars bleed and the cold breath of darkness falls heavy on the world. In this dread hour, a warrior shall draw from the fire a burning sword, and that sword shall be Lightbringer, the red sword of heroes, and he who clasps it shall be Azor Ahai come again, and the darkness shall flee before him. She lifted her voice so that it carried over the gathered host. Azor Ahai, beloved of R'hllor, the warrior of light, the son of fire, come forth, your sword awaits you. Come forth and take it into your hand. So in the prophecy of Azor Ahai Reborn, there's no mention of forging a sword, rather drawing it from the fire. In her display on the beach of Dragonstone, Melisandre burns wooden statues of the Seven and has Stannis draw a burning sword from the flame to convince his followers that he is Azor Ahai Reborn. This is basically trickery, but it gives you an image you can associate with the difference between the legend and the prophecy. The role of Azor Ahai Reborn is to be a hero that saves the world from this cold breath of darkness. It's said that wielding Lightbringer once again, Azor Ahai will stand against the others, and if he fails, the world fails with him. So basically, if this person isn't able to defeat the powers of darkness, then humanity dies. Does this mean that there is just a sword out there on fire somewhere waiting to be found so that the White Walkers can be defeated? Maybe, but I don't think it's supposed to be literal. Instead, I think the connection between Azor Ahai and Azor Ahai Reborn is probably sacrifice. There may be an actual sword involved, but what was more important to the whole Azor Ahai forging his super weapon thing was that he had to kill the woman he loved in order to be successful. Why do I think this? Well, the story takes place in a world where magic exists, and people don't really know why, so they create these religions and related myths to explain it. George R.R. Martin has said that the gods of these religions are never going to show up and play a part on the stage. In other words, we're never going to see them take an actual role in the outcome of different things that go on. To me, this means there is no Seven or R'hllor that are pulling the strings, but rather a series of world-altering events over time that no one has a great explanation for, so cultures they try to make sense of. These are all aspects of the story the author is telling, so they're put there for important reasons, but not necessarily to detail for us the exact outcome of future events. sense. To be clear, Azor Ahai Reborn does not need to forge a sword by piercing the heart of his beloved. So, Daenerys is not Nissa Nissa in a story of Jon Snow becoming Azor Ahai. To go further, there's also the problem that Dany is not the love of his life. That was Ygritte. And even if they meet up and Jon falls madly in love with Daenerys, I don't think she would become the greatest sacrifice for him as Nissa Nissa was to the legendary Azor Ahai. This leaves a lot to speculate on since, like I mentioned, all this prophecy and religious myth was put into the story for a reason. Azor Ahai Reborn, or the prince that was promised, or both, are important to the end of the story in some capacity. The gears are in motion for something that looks exactly like what Melisandre's 5,000-year-old prophecies describe. We could talk about that in a different video though. So let me know what you guys think. Does this clear up the idea that maybe Jon might sacrifice Dany to win the war for the Dawn? Do you still have any doubts? There's some really interesting theories out there that we could get into, so make sure you leave any questions you have and let me know what you think about if Azor Ahai Reborn will have to make some sort of great sacrifice to defeat the others. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on your favorite social media networks by clicking on the links in the description of this video or my channel's main page. As mentioned, I've started a new book giveaway. This time when I hit 28,000 subscribers, I will pick one commenter and send them a copy of the new 20th anniversary edition of A Game of Thrones. I put an Amazon link in the description so you can give it a look if you haven't seen it yet. All you have to do to win is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video and or any other video where I mention this giveaway. To see how the picking process works for the winner, check out my Dragonstone video. I picked the winner of the last giveaway at the end of that one. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.